Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1000 something and something. Welcome to the Thanksgiving show. Woo-hoo! Today we are going to be talking to the wonderful Brewmaster, Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and Benita will be stopping by. Maybe she'll complain about the fact that she never says anything on the show except that she says hello. It's 1494 today.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
1494. It is cold here at Café Anyway, I have to say, ooh.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, that was an interesting birthday. I'll have to tell you about it. It was something, I guess I have to say about it, that it was something. Here we go about it. It was a good day. Let me think about it. I have nothing to sing about my birthday.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I didn't like it. My birthday wasn't that good. Why?
Mike's
Well,
Daily
it started off early,
Podcast.
4 a.m., and then I went to work and I made a podcast. Perhaps you listened to it, the Wednesday podcast. Sarah Evans on the Macy's parade. There she is. She looks so cold. All those people that perform at the Macy's parade look so cold. Look who just walked in. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the rodeo queen. How you doing?
Hey, it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
You know, you never let my wife say anything. Why don't you let her say something right now?
No time. Look who else walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Over.
Can I have some root beer?
Yeah, all right.
Yay, root beer. So, what else, Benita? What else is going on? I made a turkey. Well, you sure did. Look at that wonderful turkey. That turkey just talked.
Yeah.
That's pretty bizarre.
I know.
Is like live turkey the new thing? Is that what people do? Is eat the live turkey? I didn't know that was something. I guess some people like to eat live crabs and lobsters.
And here's today's podcast picture.
What? I don't know what I'm saying. But I was happy to have you on the show talk a little bit more. I know. Sometimes I'm just some kind of crazy radio queen. A rodeo queen on the radio. Caricature. That's right. And that's not good, is it? No. Because you're a human being. I'm a human being. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I just realized I need to do it like a selfie type photo. What do you think about that, Apple? That delicious apple right there. I will have this one. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. This picture here. I have Northern Exposure on. My wonderful Northern Exposure shirt. Should I use that one? I guess I could cut the... yeah. We'll go with this one. Perfect. I guess we're keeping with the Benicia theme because we had another Benicia picture earlier. But it's a picture of Basil the boxer and I. And this guy took a picture of me. He looked to be about my age. He had a beautiful wife, blonde, kind of looked like a ex-soap opera star. Why would she be an ex-soap opera star? Well, because she looked smart enough not to want to be a soap opera star and got out of the business, but yet was like, she's like my age and, got smart. When you're young, you'll do stupid jobs like soap opera. When you're young, you'll do stupid jobs like podcasting. But it's not a job, it's a love is what this is. It's a hobby. So what ended up happening was Sylvia, that never happened. Sylvia couldn't get together till around 8, and I was so tired from being up at 4, so that never happened. Didn't get to enjoy a drink with my wonderful one podcast listener, Sylvia, who now apparently I think is on a nice, wonderful trip to Mexico with her hubby. And I did, however, get to go on a nice little hike with Basil the Boxer and Lady Katie, who has done this podcast before when we did this segment.
Holding court with
Lady Katie!
Lady Katie.
And we had the wonderful Mally, her dog, with us, who I call Mally Malware. And it was a wonderful walk. So that was a high point. Also a high point, Marco, who does the Marco Minute.
The Marco Minute. The Marco Minute.
And Jarrell, who does Jarrell Name.
Jarrell Name.
They sang me happy birthday, which I would have recorded and played for you had I been able to hit the record button fast enough on my Samsung phone, which I was not able to. Oh, well. So, I ended up watching more of this fascinating documentary that's on the royal family, but not like the sensationalist paparazzi latest stories about the modern family. Like, oh, they're so beautiful. Look how beautiful Lady What's-Her-Face is, and the prince, that guy, and da-da-da-da-da. No, this goes back about 60 years during World War II, when basically the monarchy almost disappeared. There was a monarchy in Germany and in Russia, and both of those monarchies got blown out. Literally, the Romanovs got shot, killed in the middle of the night in the basement of a house. That kind of thing. And they talk all about how did the House of Windsor survive? And I'm just overwhelmingly obsessed with this stuff right now, even though I always laughed at people that were obsessed with that. Am I a expat? Am I a Brito? Am I brittle? Am I made out of peanut Brito? Am I an Anglophile? I don't know. I don't care. The point is, it's Thanksgiving. And have I eaten turkey yet? It's 3:54 in the afternoon. No. Am I watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Yes. Have I watched a little bit of the Comedy Central South Park Marathon? Yes. Did I get a little angry at Matt Stone and Trey Parker for overgeneralizing about how some people are and being really offensive? Yes. Because I am overly sensitive to crap like that. But as Lady Katie said to me yesterday, Mike, you're feminine. I don't know why she told me that exactly. I think I said, and I told her I'm not that feminine. Oh, that's because there's this girl. There's a girl who I know through a pet store. A vet. She works for a vet. Her name is Yvette, oddly enough. And Yvette emailed me and said, why don't you bring Basil the Boxer back to this wonderful vet? And I said to Yvette that no, I will not bring back Basil the Boxer because the vet there, Yvette, told me that Basil had to lose a bunch of weight to the point that Basil lost too much weight and got really sick. So Yvette, I will not go back to your vet. But she said that my vet is gone and now we have a new vet. And I said, Yvette, if that is true, then I'm happy about it. And I am thanking you for telling me. To which Lady Katie said, hey, maybe this Yvette girl has a crush on you. And I said, oh, you know what? We're like Instagram pals, or what do you call friends on Instagram when you follow each other on Instagram? There's no cute name. Still, Instagram is kicking Snapchat's butt. But whatever. Instagram, I'm friends with her on Instagram, and I realized while looking at her Instagram feed, Yvette's, and actually that's not her name, but we're protecting the name, protecting the innocent to protect the people. That is, what the hell balloon is that? What is a dog in the sky flying? I've also been watching Teen Titans today here on the television at Café Anyway, and I have to tell you, Teen Titans at times is a very well-written cartoon. If I had children and I had to have them watch a TV show, I would prefer them to watch that over SpongeBob. Not that SpongeBob is awful. I am amused by SpongeBob often, but I really enjoyed the Teen Titans. And then was offended by the South Park. But the point is, and that's my catchphrase, is the point is that you should listen to Steve Fox Old School Radio. Steve Fox is a guy I work with at the Pleasanton radio station, and he has his own radio network, internet radio network, and he plays all this old school, aka chic, You Can Ring My Bell, disco, funk, Shalimar, Prince, Tony. I think I've heard Gregory Abbott. I've heard older stuff, Motown stuff. Oh, Never Gonna Say Goodbye by the Jackson 5 was on that. I was listening this morning. It's some good stuff. Check it out. I think if you go to Shoutcast, you can listen to it. Shoutcast.com. And of course, you can listen to the show at mikesdailypodcast.com, where there are all the past shows and past podcast pictures and links to where you can listen to the show in a myriad of places. And you can share what you think. You can post below wherever I am on social media. I'm on Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, it's Twitter, YouTube. And you can comment there. You can also go to mikesdailypodcast.com, and it allows you to comment on that. Or you can just call me, 336MM-DAILY. That's 336MM-DAILY. Or you can just email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. I am spent. I am going to get some turkey in about 2 hours. I'm going to get turkey. The wonderful Blackmans have invited me over. And I would like to, at this point, wish Joe a happy birthday. Joe Blackman, happy birthday! Happy birthday! This bud's for you, my friend. Woo! Happy birthday. Everybody is having birthdays. My mom's birthday's tomorrow. Mine was yesterday. What else was exciting about my birthday yesterday? Oh, what I thoroughly enjoyed, and I know some of this annoys you, some of you are annoyed by, and I have to actually get caught up on this. When everybody posts on your Facebook, happy birthday, I need to do that, but I love that. I need to comment and thank everyone. I go ahead and thank everybody for wishing me a happy birthday. I was hearing from cousins in Germany. I was hearing from people that I worked with in the past that I haven't talked to in a long time, and we actually spoke and gave each other phone numbers and messaging. My friend Aaron, I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and so it's been great getting caught up with everyone. I'm loving it. I'm getting all excited about it with the people wishing me a happy birthday on Facebook. And yes, there are the idiots that just write happy birthday, and that's it. And there's nothing there, no personality. And if you click thank or type back or post underneath, comment back thank you, they're like, what? Huh? Did I do that? I just say happy birthday to everybody because I'm an a-hole. But the point being that my point, and here we go, I'm pointing at this point here, that I think it's awesome when people wish you a happy birthday on Facebook. And then somebody emailed me a happy birthday. Dorsu emailed me a happy birthday. That was so nice. And then my cousin, Ann-Katrine, who says, Mike's Daily Podcast at the beginning of every show, she messaged me on Hangouts, on Google Hangouts. And I was just over the moon, excited and happy. So great to and then I got an text from someone wishing me a happy birthday. Oh, no, wait, they texted me a happy Thanksgiving. So that's the other cool thing of having your birthday so close to Thanksgiving is you go, oh, maybe when they give you a happy Thanksgiving, that could be a happy birthday too. You just lump them all together. Thanks. And I want some lumpy mashed potatoes tonight. I sure hope the Blackmans have that. But Megan who lives out on the East Coast. She's the lady that I met that Basil peed on at Half Moon Bay. This was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago now. And she was about to board a plane to fly back to Pittsburgh. And she wanted to stand out on the beach at Half Moon Bay one last time and watch the sunset. And I happened to be there. And she and I started talking about dogs because she has a couple beagles. And she liked Basil. And I don't know why Basil peed on her, but whatever. Maybe that's him showing he liked her. But she had a great sense of humor about it. And then she texted me this morning, hoped that Basil and I had a great Thanksgiving. And then Mike Daly. No, not Mike's Daily Podcast. And he's not named after, the podcast is not named after Mike Daly, but I used to run in high school in cross country, on a cross country team. We had to basically resurrect the cross country team in Santa Clara High School. I mean, we had to resurrect the cross country. God, I miss Santa Cruz. I got to get back there. I love that place. Although it'd be freaking cold there today, but I loved those days, jogging, running with Mike Daly and this other guy. We had a friend named Jim Kavanaugh. Anyway, Mike Daly, Café Anyway.
Brewmaster.
Mike Daly and I have stayed friends all these years. He actually was one of the first people to use classmates.com, which you don't need. It basically went bankrupt, went out of business when Facebook came into existence because everybody was getting a hold of each other through Facebook. But he wished me a happy Thanksgiving, and that was awesome. So a happy Thanksgiving to you. Some stuff going on in the world today. I will zip through Northern Exposure, one of the best TV shows of all time. I need to start watching that again. I don't think it's on Netflix. I happen to have the DVDs. The only problem with the DVDs is they used a lot of music on that show. Popular music, classic rock, other songs like Louis Armstrong, whatever. It was very eclectic mix, but they couldn't get an okay and pay the royalties for all those songs, and so they couldn't use them and had to use some bad substitutes for the DVD collection, which I wasn't happy about that. But Northern Exposure, check it out. Late 80s, early 90s TV show, which Kai Alfred Hillig, who's been on the show, and you can hear his songs and interviews at mikesdailypodcast.com in the interviews section. He is a huge Northern Exposure fan, has actually played at the Brick and has been to what was Sicily, Alaska on the show is actually called Roseville? Roslyn, that's it. Roslyn, Washington is what Sicily, Alaska is from the TV show. So, and they explain all that they explained it through fiction on Northern Exposure. But Kai Alfred Hillig is a fan of that show, and I'm sure he will enjoy this picture of me with my Northern Exposure shirt that is part of the podcast picture. But lawyers for Michael T. Flynn, President Trump's former national security advisor, notified the president's legal team in recent days that they could no longer discuss the special counsel's investigation. Mr. Flynn's lawyers have been sharing information with Mr. Trump's lawyers about the investigation by the special counsel Robert Mueller, who is examining whether anyone around Mr. Trump was involved in Russian efforts to undermine Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. That agreement has been terminated. The four people talked to in this article said, from the New York Times, defense lawyers frequently share information during investigations, but they must stop when doing so would pose a conflict of interest. It is unethical for lawyers to work together when one client is cooperating with prosecutors and another is still under investigation. A Texas woman has been accused of mailing homemade explosives to Barack Obama and Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who is a Republican, that could have maimed or killed them. This according to documents filed in district court last week in Houston, according to the Washington Post. Julia Poff, who is 46, mailed the devices back in 2016, about a year ago, along with a third package that she sent to the Social Security Administration. Of the three packages, only Abbott opened his. It did not detonate because, quote, he did not open it as designed, according to court documents. Had the devices exploded, they would have caused severe burns and death to the politicians, who federal investigators believe Poff targeted for multiple reasons. She was known to dislike Obama. She was upset with Mr. Greg Abbott because, quote, she had not received support from her ex-husband. Poff had previously applied for Social Security benefits but was denied, which led to that. Investigators traced the devices to Poff after examining several of their components, including a cigarette box and a salad dressing cap. The cigarettes were bought at a truck stop near Poff's home in Brookshire, Texas, 30 miles west of Houston. The salad dressing was a brand Poff was known to have bought for an anniversary dinner. Most telling, the court documents noted, hair belonging to one of Poff's two cats was found under the address label of the package sent to Obama. Wow. That's some cool investigating right there. Must we stand in line for Black Friday? I did a bunch of Black Friday shopping today, and it's not even Friday yet, but I had some, gift cards from different places, and I went to their respective websites, and hey, they're all having Black Friday sales, so I went ahead and took advantage of those before everything sells out. Standing in line is a pain at the box office, the post office, at a restaurant, but on Black Friday, it's an experience. The first spot outside some Best Buy stores is usually claimed weeks in advance, often by a person in a tent. Shoppers at Walmart will print out maps of the store with circles around their primary targets. Someone somewhere will try to cut in line at a Target, arousing the wrath of the cold, cranky people who played it fair. At stake are both bargains and bragging rights, turning what would otherwise be a miserable experience into an adventure. Richard Larson, a professor at MIT who spent years studying line behavior, says these cues, another word for lines, are quite different than the usual annoying ones we encounter day to day at the ATM or in the subway. He's known as Dr. Q, Mr. Larson is, and he said he would never wait in line on Black Friday himself, but research is sparse on the lines that form during the post-Thanksgiving retail extravaganza, he said, but he acknowledged that the habit makes sense in a weird way. He says, once a year, they are exhilarating. They're the kind you might tell your grandchildren about. Lines test patience, so why? Don't do it. Order online. Like I did. Online. Line. What? There's lines in both those words. Finally, Elon Musk looks to have delivered on his promise to build the biggest lithium-ion battery in the world in an effort to help South Australia with its crippling energy problem. 100 days from contract signature or it's free, he tweeted at the time, in a deal initially negotiated over Twitter. Wow. Musk is well ahead of schedule, a rarity for Tesla, according to The Verge, with the 100 megawatt battery set to be energized and tested in the coming days. Tesla power packs have been installed and connected at Neon's Hornsdale Wind Farm, north of Adelaide, and battery tests will be run to ensure local regulatory requirements are met before it begins operating December 1st. South Australia suffered a statewide blackout in September, which sparked a highly politicized national debate about energy security. The Australian government blamed the failure of renewable energy to cover usage. Musk's battery farm stores huge amounts of energy from renewable sources like wind and solar and funnels it out to the grid when usage is high. Fascinating. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. 10 today. And finally, the world's largest lithium-ion battery will be an important part of our energy mix, and it sends the clearest message that South Australia will be a leader in renewable energy with battery storage, said South Australian Premier Jay Weatherill. Thank you so much for listening to this special Thanksgiving show. I am not going to eat the live turkey, don't worry. Some of the turkeys on this show were actually not real. and were very cleverly impersonated. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful... Who should we have on? I think we have on Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening to this Thanksgiving show on Thanksgiving or whatever day you listen to this. Thank you so much for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.